In this video, we'll discuss API ingestion into Power BI. First, we'll log into Acuity. We'll click on the Reports feature. From the drop-down, we'll choose Reports. From here, we'll choose the report that we'd like to use. I'm going to scroll down to this forecasting report, and I'll click on the Manage API button. First, I need to enable the API. I'll click the green button here and choose OK. Before we copy the URL, let's talk about a couple of different features here. We have the API token. This serves as a secure authorization mechanism allowing external software to access the designated data. Treat the token with the utmost confidentiality. Only share the token with authorized individuals. Anyone with this token gains access to the report's configured data. Another parameter included is the date start. This is the start date of the time range for which you want to retrieve data. Another parameter is the date end. This is the end date of the time range for which you want to retrieve data. The last parameter is resolution. This is the time interval of the data to retrieve in minutes. Valid values include 1, 5, 10, 15, 30, and 60 minutes. Scrolling down, we'll copy the sample URL. Once we have copied the URL from Acuity, we'll convert that URL to a JSON file using Google Chrome. I'll open up a new tab and I'll paste the URL. I will open the Dev Tools by right-clicking and choosing Inspect. Next, in the Sources tab, you'll need to find a file tree. Navigate through the file tree to find the JSON file you want to save. We'll click on Sources. My file is right here. Then right-click on that file and click Save As. After selecting the save location and naming the file, click the Save button to save the JSON file to your computer. If you want to, you can open the JSON file to inspect it and look for any possible errors. To format this JSON file so it's easier to read, right-click and choose Format Document. Now we can visually inspect the file. Now we'll open up Power BI. Navigate to the Home tab in Power BI and then click on Get Data. We will import data from a JSON document. Click Connect and navigate to where you saved your file. Then click Open. The Power Query Editor will open where you can preview the data loaded from the API. To access specific data within the nested column, you can either right-click, clicking Drill Down, or you can double-click. In the Power Query Editor, you will see a list of columns representing different data elements from your API response. Identify the column that contains the nested data you want to access. Let's scroll to the right, and I'll click on API Result Scope Facility, Record, List, Record, and from here we can access the KPIs. Again, we'll click List. Here we have our irradiance. You can use the Power Query Editor to transform and shape the retrieved data as needed. You can filter columns, merge tables, aggregate data, and perform other data preparation tasks. After selecting the data elements, click on Convert to Table. I'll click OK. And finally, we'll click on the Close and Apply button. This loads the data into Power BI's data model. Power BI will fetch the data and load it into its data model. This process might take a moment depending on the amount of data being ingested. Use the loaded data to create various visuals such as charts, graphs, tables, and maps in Power BI's report canvas. Arrange the visualizations on the report canvas, format them, and set up interactions between different elements. If you click on the table view, you'll see the data that we loaded in. If you want to share the report online or collaborate with others, you can publish the report to the Power BI service, Power BI Online. Click on Publish in Power BI Desktop and select your workspace in the Power BI service. If the data in the API changes over time, you can configure a refresh schedule for the dataset in the Power BI service to keep your report up to date. This involves providing the necessary credentials for data retrieval. Ingesting data from APIs into Power BI opens avenues for data analysis and visualization. Power BI excels in interactive dashboards. Ingesting APIs into Power BI allows you to leverage your APIs for informed decision-making.